of Sports, Culture and Community Development, our own Mrs. Lorraine Banis Roberts, Special Envoy for Netball Dominica, Miss Shoma John, Country Manager, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Mrs. Rufina Paul, President, Caribbean Netball Association, and our own Monsignor Eustace Thomas. Welcome everyone here this evening to this candlelighting ceremony. To my Caribbean sisters and brothers, welcome to Dominica, the nature isle of the world, the home of our own indigenous people, the Kalinagos. It is indeed an honor and massive joy that I welcome you this evening to the candlelighting ceremony of the second edition of the OECS ECCB International Netball Series. I give thanks and praise to the Almighty for making this a reality when many felt this would not be possible. Indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we Caribbean people are very welcoming and creative, so we need to show the world what this tournament is going to be like. We wish to thank the Caribbean Netball Association for their confidence in our abilities to host this series. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, the sponsor of this tournament, and the government of Dominica for giving us, the Dominica Netball Association, the green light to host. We say a hearty thank you, for without you, there would be no series. This tournament should remind us that this is an opportunity to forge and cement lifelong friendship. So I urge you,
These proceedings this evening, and also you will walk with us throughout this week as we bring you netball at its best. Let me invite now to the podium Ms. Shoma John, the country manager of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, to give some remarks.
Good evening, all. And when our Calypso seasons, I'll say protocol already established. That was the Calypso we had sometime last year. So head table and everybody here, because everybody, we're all important. So protocol already established. I bring you warm greetings on behalf of the Monetary Council, the Board of Directors, the management and staff of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. The hosting of the second OECS ECCB International Netball Series comes at a time when we, the people of the sub-region, continue to face effects of COVID-19 pandemic, and being here this evening proves that even in the face of adversity, we are resilient and can rise above the challenges we face. The unwavering commitment that the ECCB demonstrates in the preservation of the stability of the EC currency is evidence in its support of the youth of the currency union through Netball as the official sponsor of the OECS ECCB International Netball Series. This commitment began with the Under-23 Netball Tournament in 1991 and is in keeping with the bank's mandate of promoting the balanced growth and development of its member countries and its vision for regional integration. The OECS ECCB International Netball Series is rotated annually among the ECCB member countries. The first competition was held in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in 2019, with Team Grenada taking home the first ever Gloria Ballantine Championship trophy. In 2020 and 2021, the series was not held due to disruptions brought about by COVID-19 pandemic. However, in 2020, the Caribbean Netball Association, with the support of ECCB, took the opportunity to host the OECS ECCB International Netball Series Legacy Program. The objective of that initiative was to enhance the human resource capability and capacity to drive the delivery of a high-performance netball culture and an OECS netball product that was compliant with internationally competitive netball standards. 99 netballers, coaches, umpires from across the ECCB member countries and the Cayman Islands participated in that training, which ran from August to December. The ECCB's engagement with the netballers transcends that of a sponsor, as it also seeks to mentor young athletes through the hosting of a personal development and safe tournament. May the best team win, but of course we're in Dominica, so we should have home court advantage. So, so we'll be there supporting. So I wish the tournament would do well, and we're actually going to be the blueprint for any other event that will be hosted in Dominica. So we really want it to go well and for everybody to be safe thereafter. Thank you.
I think the ECCB deserves a better round of applause for being involved in sports for so many, many years. Hats off to the ECCB, and thank you so much. Thank you, Sherma. Mrs. Rufina Paul, the president of the Caribbean Netball Association, it is your turn at the podium.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Protocol already established. I'll follow the lead of my predecessor and say protocol already established. I would just want to highlight my colleague here who didn't recognize me. We're getting old. You know, I remember one time, Sir Dwight, I met him after church in St. Lucia, and I told him, Sir Dwight, the sponsorship is not enough. He told me, Rufina, many people want it. So, I mean, you know, hold on to what is, he didn't say the exact words, but in other words, we were privileged to have that partnership. And I really want to applaud ECCB for 30 years of helping netball along. And in 2019, actually in 2018, when we saw the tournament in St. Kitts, we realized there was a need to up the ante in terms of giving value, because there we had a sponsor, but we were not ranking, and there was not that enough of a return to the sponsor. So we took a difficult path of trying to see how best to transition so that the sponsorship could be used to help us to maintain our ranking. It wasn't easy, but here we are. We had the first in Kingston, St. Vincent, and on the road to Roseau, we went through St. John's. We were on our way to St. John's, but then COVID came along. We didn't embrace COVID at the time, but 2 years later, we realized we have to work with COVID, because COVID is going nowhere, and we are going nowhere either. So netball must be played. So here we are today. It's been rough because our players, when we said, listen, you must be vaccinated. That one was a job for us, really and truly, getting people convinced about the vaccination. But we got over it. So initially we had 8 countries, but as luck would have it, one country could not make it for various reasons. One country because of distance and travel, and that's the Cayman Islands, who was on board with us, and Grenada, who is the champion team, or the reigning champions of the Gloria Ballantyne Trophy, cannot be with us for their own domestic financial and other reasons. But we have them in our thoughts, and we're hoping that as we proceed through the other championship, they will be with us as well. So with us now, we have 6 countries, and we really want to applaud Barbados for taking the chance with us. Thank you, Nisha. Barbados is here with us, and I think Barbados was always interested in playing, which is very good. And so we're happy to have Barbados, because you see, with the ranking system, we need to play higher ranked countries for us to really move on. And so we're happy they're taking a chance with us. It's a risk taken, but it's a well-worth risk that we can really benefit from. So again, Nisha, thank you for that. And we're hoping that moving forward, more of our countries will see the need for us to embrace each other in that process moving forward. because we need to play. Netball has to be played. I mean, you get a natural high from watching netball. There's a natural high from Deborah. No, Deborah is nodding because she's familiar with this natural high. So we are here playing netball. It was a long way. I really want to applaud Regina and the team and Ambassador Lorraine. I think Lorraine was the one, you know. Lorraine is the culprit here. Because we just figured we had to get this thing done, and so we were holding each other's hand along the way to see it happen. But you know, along our way here, we met up with a travel issue, and it really dawned on us, hey, listen, the region needs to do better about travel. That's the first time I had to check into 2 airports to take 1 flight in St. Lucia. Myself, Wayne, who's here, and my daughter, we checked into VG, but the plane landed in Vieux-Fort. So you can see the challenges we had really and truly, and we overcame them. So I was very nervous about the 4 umpires from Trinidad who had that same flight the following day. But luckily I was breathed a sigh of relief when I called Wayne and he said, everybody's here. But it was really a challenge, really. Getting here, but we are here, and so we are going to play netball. And we really want to applaud the ECCB and Dr. Antoine because he's taking a chance on us, because the ECCB was nervous about this tournament, because nobody wants to encourage something and then they leave, you know, a bad impression behind. So we were very much aware of that, Dr. Henry, and we did the best we could, and we're going to do the best we can to really keep ECCB as safe as we can keep it, because Dr. Antoine trusted our competence, and we're very happy for that. And so we would like to do all we need to do for him to continue or strengthen our partnership. And obviously the government of Dominica for coming on board and really embracing the challenge, because when we saw the opening of the tournament in June last year, we said, okay, they seem ready. Can we come here? Because we had challenges and they embraced it as well. So all along we've been moving step by step trying to get things done. And so we're here with 6 countries, Antigua and Barbuda, Barbados, and St. Kitts and Nevis are landing now. They're on their way. We have with us St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, and host country Dominica, but Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, and Antigua and Barbuda, they're landing now. But again, we have persons to substitute as far as our candlelighting is concerned. So let me just say thanks again to all the participating countries for making this a reality. The officials, the umpires who took a chance. It wasn't easy coming here, and Terence coming all the way from Jamaica. And obviously the players. Without them, we would not have a tournament, and they want to play. They want to play. So we will have a very exciting time. And let me just give up now to my chair to say thanks for having CNA. CNA really embraced the opportunity, and we will do the best we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Paul. Mrs. Paul has thrown out the challenge on behalf of the ECCB to ensure that all the protocols are followed by every single person who has anything to do with this tournament. I know the DNA, we have been pushing for the last couple of months of the need for persons to adhere to all the protocols. This ECCB has us under a microscope, and we need to ensure that everything falls into perfect place so the ECCB can be encouraged to continue the sponsorship. As Rufina indicated, we have to learn to work with COVID. COVID is not going anywhere, and so the tournament next year may be under those same conditions. So we have to ensure that we use this tournament as a perfect example to spur on the ECCB for future sponsorships, right, Dr. Henry? Good stuff. Let me now invite Janae Jackson, to give us a little bit of entertainment while we continue with the proceedings here this evening.
Good evening again. Welcome to Dominica. And right now we're in our Calypso season, and anyone who knows me know that I sing Calypso. But in the spirit of Thanksgiving tonight, I will sing a God's Calypso. So I hope that you definitely enjoy, and at the end of it, you will probably be singing along. The name of the song is Gratitude. Gratitude. One can never stop to think or even to ponder on all the graces he received from way over yonder. We spend so much time beating up our chest. Yes, we have made effort to prove we are the best, and we never pay homage to the Maker who gives us the strength every day to strive and strive. For blessings bestowed, we praise you. Thank God, thank God. When you have plenty or broke like me, you see. Thank God, thank God. For surviving storms and hurricanes, surely. Thank God, thank God. For the peace we enjoy today, I say. Thank God, thank God. Time for Calypso to show some gratitude. Oh, the musicians, Netballers, we say thank you. Oh, 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 oh. Dee-da-dee-da, dee-da-dee-oh. The promotion we receive, we take it for granted. We're not even thankful for the air we breathe. The accident we were spared, we think is luck. No, we fail to realize the Creator protecting us. Calypso always pointing out social wrongs, but we never praise the Almighty in song. For colors in every constituency. Thank God, thank God. For leaders who exhibit integrity. Thank God, thank God. Praise God, we still here with we. Thank God, thank God. For sparing us from this cemetery, you see. Thank God, thank God. But for those 1 5, we did cry. We did not want to know that they're in the sweet by and by. Oh, 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 oh. Dee-da-dee-da, dee-da-dee-oh, oh, oh. Gratitude. All over the globe, disease and strife we see. COVID and ISIS rage from country to country. Natural pray again and again. Despite all problems, he keeps us sane. For freedom to worship and glorify your name. So while you play this year and this week, remember the maestro out there who controls your heartbeat. Oh, 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 oh. Gratitude. No matter what it takes, no matter how high the stakes, come on for heaven's sake, time to show some gratitude. Jehovah Jireh, my provider, Jehovah Nissi, we call on you. If you have breath of life, say it once, say it twice, sing along with all your might. Time to show some gratitude. Time to show some gratitude. When last you pray, time to show some gratitude. Time to get on your knees today. Time to show some gratitude. Show some gratitude. Time to show some gratitude.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, Jenny. A bigger round of applause for Jenny Jackson. I know Monsignor Thomas enjoyed that one. He was, rocking to the beats. But he's a musician, he's a composer, he's a songwriter, he's everything. So, and at this point, I just want to reach out to Mr. Timothy Antoine, the governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, who lost his mother. And so we want to extend our deepest sympathies to him and ask him to reach to the Creator for comfort and strength. At this point, I'd like to invite the Honorable Minister for Sports, Culture and Community Development, the Honorable Rosalind Paul, to deliver her remarks. Mrs. Paul.
Thank you, Adina. And I first want to say, thank God. Yeah, we need to give praises to the Lord always in everything that we do. Let me recognize Ambassador Lauren Banis Roberts, who is Special Envoy for Netball Dominica, and Dominica's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations. I also want to recognize Mrs. Rufina Paul, my namesake it seems, President of the Caribbean Netball Association, Ms. Shuma John, Country Manager, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, OECS Ambassador, Mr. Felix Gregoire, Dr. Valda Henry, Deputy Governor ECCB, Jane, who has really graced us this evening. Thank you, and let me recognize her as well. I see Mr. Trevor Shillingford, who is the sports coordinator, and all of you lovely brothers and sisters from the region and from Dominica, my homeland. First, let me express gratitude for allowing our beloved Dominica this opportunity to host the second edition of the OECS ECCB tournament, netball tournament, and for your collaboration with the Ministry of Sports, Culture, and Community Development. I am so very pleased to be associated with this event, marking the first activity
as part of the OECS ECCB Netball Tournament. I must say, a grand and momentous occasion in our homeland. So this is the first activity after a long halt, the first sports activity. The government of Dominica is elated to partner with the Dominican Netball Association, the Caribbean Netball Association, and the ECCB for hosting the second edition of the OECS ECCB Netball Tournament. The people of Dominica are excited that we have been selected to do so. Yes, we are excited because we are now moving to a safe return of organized sporting events and under special safety controls, with this OECS tournament being the first after a long halt in sporting activities. We are excited because this regional and internationally featured event is helping to showcase our country Dominica across the region and the world, and as a venue for such games. Yes, we are excited to bring so many of you, our brothers and sisters, from across the region to our shores to appreciate the nature eye and share our Dominican wonderful experience. Surely, we do hope that you will return. Indeed, we are excited because such events put us on our mission towards enhanced sports tourism and the potential for growth to benefit our citizens. Oh yes, we are excited to know that we can host regional and international netball and look towards many more. I therefore express great thanks to the Dominican Netball Association and the Caribbean Netball Association to bring this to reality, to add in to our pride and joy, and towards a dynamic Dominica. I thank the teams, players, officials, organizers for making it duty-bound to be here to participate. And I thank God that you are here safely. We know that much can be achieved through sports, character building, career paths, enjoyment of human rights, economic and social returns, and unity of our diverse OECS islands and the wider Caribbean, among others. On behalf of my ministry, the government of Dominica, our sporting fraternity, and wider Dominican community, we welcome you to Dominica and look towards a week of exciting netball, and through this tournament, strengthened unity among our islands and increased opportunity to host many more regional and international events going forward. I urge all to observe the set guidelines and protocols in the interest of our health, safety, and well-being, not only for yourselves, but for each other. After all, according to Bible teachings and brotherly love, we are indeed our brother's keeper. I take this opportunity to thank all those who rose to the challenge, overcame the many hurdles to make this event come to reality. I thank the Prime Minister and Cabinet for allowing us to host the tournament and for providing tremendous support. I also express appreciation to the Honorable Melissa Skerrit, the parliamentary representative of Rosa Central, and to Special Envoy for Netball, Ms. Lauren Banis Roberts. I know the Netball Association and all the partners have worked very hard to ensure that we are having this event. To our visitors, even within the COVID-19 restraints, please feast your eyes on Dominica, breathe the fresh air, and enjoy, but stay safe in our nature isle. God bless each of you. God bless the OECS ECCB Netball Tournament 2nd edition. And God bless our beloved island, Dominica. I thank you. Thank you very much, the Honorable Minister of Sports. I can assure you that we will adhere to everything that we are supposed to adhere to. In fact, I think everybody in here is vaccinated and has had a recent antigen test. So we're already beginning to showcase. Dr. Henry's laughing. Dr. Henry's laughing because she knows she has us under the microscope. She's a Dominican like we are, so that's okay. We'll handle that. At this point, I just want to turn your attention to the television screen, and particularly for those viewing on social media, where we have a few cultural performances. Thank you very much. Those of you who want to see more of this cultural activity, join us for our independence celebrations in November, from September to November. I'm sure the St. Lucians who are here, you are quite familiar with what was happening on the television screen, and so we thank you for that. This evening has been dubbed a candle lighting ceremony, and so we have come to that part where we invite a few officials and each team representative to light a candle on behalf of the team and the organization that they represent. Where is my list? Yes, so I will invite the country manager of CNA. Oh, Doris is doing CNA, yes. So, but we'll invite the ECCB country manager to light on behalf of the ECCB. So Shoma, if you would come in.
I, Shema John, on behalf of ECCB, light this candle, of course, as sponsor of the OECS ECCB International Netball Series in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
Thank you to the ECCB. We're doing this differently this year. We're starting off with our major sponsor. We're 30 years old together, so we're like brother and sister, or sisters, with the men involved, so comrades. We now call on CNA, please. The second vice president of CNA will light the candle on behalf of CNA, Mrs. Doris McIntosh.
I, Doris McIntosh, light this candle on behalf of the Caribbean Netball Association in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
I want to apologize for our breach of protocol, and I want to call on our host country, Minister of Sports, to light the candle. Actually, she should have been lighting the first one. But again, you know, we've been through all that. But Dominica, thanks for, and please accept our apology.
I, Honorable Rosalind Paul, light this candle on behalf of the government and people of Dominica in the spirit of OECS unity and sports development.
I like that. Sports development. Because the sportsmanship, some people tell me they had a difficulty with that. So, but we're pressing on. Thank you, Dominica, and the ECCB and CNA as a facilitator. We now call on the participating countries. And before we do that though, we will ask representative of the umpires. You know, without the umpires, we can't play a game. So we ask representative of the umpires to please come and light a candle.
I, Joelle Youngstrong, light this candle on behalf of the umpires in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
Thank you to the umpires. And we now move to our participating countries, who are the main focus of what we are all about here in Dominica this week. And so we call on the countries. Antigua and Barbuda, they just landed, but we have a representative to light on behalf of Antigua and Barbuda, and that's our liaison officer. So she'll be representing Antigua and Barbuda and lighting the candle on their behalf.
I, Beryl Newton, light this candle on behalf of Antigua and Barbuda in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship. Thank you.
Thank you, Antigua and Barbuda. We move on now to our visiting invited team, Barbados, and we call on the president of the Barbados Netball Association, who is also the first vice president of the Caribbean Netball Association, to do the honors.
I, Nisha Craigwell, light this candle on behalf of Barbados in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
Thank you, Barbados. And we call on our host country, or do we leave our host country for last? Okay, last. Okay, so we move on to the alphabet and we call on St. Kitts and Nevis. The first Vice President of St. Lucia, Ms. Anya Antoine, will light on behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis, because as with Antigua and Barbuda, they just landed. So we're multitasking. While they're landing, we're also having them to light the candle.
I, Sanya Antoine, light this candle on behalf of St. Kitts and Nevis in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
We now call on St. Lucia, and the captain of the St. Lucia netball team, Mr. Maxwell, will light on behalf of St. Lucia.
I, Shem Maxwell, light this candle on behalf of Team St. Lucia in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
You now ask St. Vincent and the Grenadines captain to come and light the candle on behalf of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
I, Vasha Adams, light this candle on behalf of Team St. Vincent and the Grenadines in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
Thank you, Vasha, for that. And so we call on the host country to light the candle.
Good evening, everyone. I, Omian Charles, light this candle on behalf of Dominica in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Charles, for that. And this is the team captain of Dominica. So we've lighted the candles from other participating countries. Can you give a round of applause for that? And so our candles are going to light right through as we raise the spirits of our netballers throughout the region with our COVID safe, our COVID safe second ECCB, OECS ECCB International Netball Series. We're very conscious that we need to do it safe, but we have to play, we must play. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Rufina Paul. I think we're going quite nicely this evening, very smoothly, and we appreciate that. And the candles have been lit. Here's a hip hip hooray for all the teams. In the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship. At this point, I want to invite some closing remarks from Her Excellency Lorraine Banis Roberts. She is the special envoy to Netball in Dominica, and she's Dominica's ambassador and permanent representative to the United Nations. Mrs. Banis Roberts.
Thank you, Madam, my dear friend and former netball colleague, our Master of Ceremony, Mrs. Adina Bella Valentine. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The Honorable Rosalind Paul, Minister of Sports, Culture, and Community Development, Mrs. Regina Walsh, President of the Dominica Netball Association, Ms. Shema John, Country Manager of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Ms. Rufina Paul, my dear friend, who is the President of the Caribbean Netball Association, Monsignor Eustace Thomas, my dear friend, I must say as well, Ambassador Felix Gregoire, who is our OECS and CARICOM ambassador, my lady, my friend, someone whom I go back way with, Dr. Valda Henry, who is our Deputy Governor of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank and daughter of our proud Dominican soil. I would also like to recognize my husband, Mr. McDonald Roberts, very supportive. Also, Ms. Janet Jackson, our great performer here, members of the Dominica Netball Association, members of the Caribbean Netball Association, my dear friend Nisha, our stakeholders, our team executives, players, our dear umpires, welcome to Dominica. So good to have all of you. Our distinguished guests, our global partners, the global netball fraternity, the media, good evening all. Nelson Mandela summed it up well in the year 2000, which is incidentally the last year Dominica held a regional tournament, when he said, and I quote, "Sports has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire, the power to unite people in a way that little else does. It speaks to youth in a language they understand. Sports can create hope where there was once only despair. It is more powerful than governments in breaking down racial barriers. It laughs in the face of all types of discrimination. Sports is the game of lovers. End of quote. What a powerful statement, and so true. It is with thoughts like these that in a time like this, Dominica is elated to be hosting the second edition of the OECS ECCB International Netball Series. We thank the Prime Minister and the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica for affording Dominica and all the netballers from our region who will be so blessed by this, the opportunity of this world-ranking international netball series. We are thankful for the commitment of the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the Group of Friends of Sports for Sustainable Development based at the United Nations, and our many benefactors who empowered us to elevate the spirits of our netballers and people in a time when hope is becoming a scarce commodity. We are excited to welcome the regional netball fraternity to our beautiful nature island of the Caribbean, Dominica, and so appreciative and humbled that you have decided to partner with us in this venture. I trust that this tournament provides for all participants the camaraderie and level of competition that we have grown accustomed to and experienced in our past tournaments in the Caribbean region. We can all make this experience a memorable and rewarding one, so that at the end of the series, all participants, winners of awards, and even those who did not win, shall all be more competent and skilled in the sport that is so loved by so many of us. It is important for us as a region to continue to support netball, the #1 sport for women and girls in our Caribbean region. The ultimate goal is for our member territories to improve our international world rankings by being within the top 10 in the world, and we can do it. This is not an unattainable goal. This can be made possible through partnerships and collaborative efforts between the private sector, government, global partners, and each of us. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank has demonstrated over the last 21 years that they are committed to netball. We are so grateful for their continued investment in this sport that we all love. The ECCB recognizes that indeed an investment in the sport of netball is an investment in our youth and continuous development in sports in women and girls. As we are officially opening the 6-day International Netball Series, which begins tomorrow, Sunday, February 13th, 2022, at the Winter Park Hardcourt Stadium at the Winter Park Hardcourts at the stadium in Roseau, Dominica, from February the 13th, and it ends on the 19th of February 2022. Let us remember those Caribbean women players and coaches from whom we learned the skills of and love for this game of netball. I salute and remember with gratitude all those who represented our individual countries with pride and dedication in the past. We thank the ECCB and the Caribbean Netball Association for trusting Dominica to be host. We commit to take our mandate seriously and present the best of ourselves and Dominica over the next 6 days as we strive to make this experience an unforgettable one. An international netball series like this affords us the opportunity to make lifelong friendships, sharpen our skills, improve our world ranking status while playing the game in the true spirit of friendship and sportsmanship. We are hosting the games in challenging times. We need to play, and it is no longer business as usual. We are to play safe and to be safe. Let us all play our part in fighting the spread of COVID-19. May our experience be enjoyable and rewarding. May mutual respect and excellent sportsmanship be exhibited throughout, and may this second edition of the OECS ECCB International Netball Series be highly successful. Welcome again, and we are honored by all of you who made the effort to be part of this exciting event. I thank you for the courtesy of your attention.
Thank you very much, Madam Ambassador. Let me just say thank you to all those persons who have tuned in via the social media platforms, and you can continue to tune in throughout this week on the various platforms all over to get a taste of some good netball. We longed for that for a few years, so it's good that we can have netball. And for those of you visiting Dominica, I trust that despite the COVID-19 protocols and everything else that exists, that you'll continue to feel the warmth and love of the Dominican people. Enjoy yourselves in Dominica, remain safe, and thank you so much for your presence. And for those of you who are watching, thank you so much. We invite you, oh, Miss Ambassador has signaled.
Just by way of announcements, and we know that we are being viewed by the rest of the world, and especially our folks in Dominica. There will be testing daily at the stadium from tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So for our patrons who want to come in, they could come in early, get the test, and then have access to the park.
Okay. That sounds good. I met quite a few people actually in the stadium on Friday, and they were like, I came to get tested because I want to come to netball on Sunday. So you have the opportunity to come in to test tomorrow between 2 and 6 p.m. Because really, 6 and at the, did you say, oh, okay, so that's the first gate when you're coming down from the police station. All right, on Bath Road, okay. There you have it. We invite you now to join us in some cocktails and to remember the protocols. We can have chit-chats, you know, just remain as far away as you can. But let us enjoy each other's company. Let us enjoy the delicious menu that's been prepared for us this evening and have some fun. Thank you so much.